What up, cappers, gamblers, punters? What up, sports fans? It's Wednesday, June 6th, The Late Show. The Late Show. As you can see, the legend Pistol Pete Loshak is not beside me. He is somewhere in New York City, and I can only imagine what he's up to. I'm curious to hear what you guys think he's up to. In my image, in my dream of where Loshak is right now, I see him somewhere in NYC. He's surrounded by MILFs, and they're feeding him Welch's grapes. That's how I see. That's how I see Mr. Pistol Pete Loshak. Please let me know. Let me know here on the chat what you guys think Pistol Pete is up to. But it is great to be here with you guys. We have a bunch of cappers ready to rock. And this is good, man. It's been a bad start. Took it right in the old drink hole. Got a little greedy with the Orioles, taking them on the run line. And I should have just taken the under there. But I'm kind of thankful that I didn't jump on either the Braves, even though they could still be in business, or the Giants, because I was thinking about doing both. Buchholz continues to amaze us with this late 33 years old, and he's coming back in a big way. Very impressive. So it could have actually been fucking worse, as hard as it to believe. And I have 6 days. I've given myself 6 days until Loshak's back on Tuesday, and I will drastically cut my unit size if this losing continues. But we have a chat joining us. We have a lot to talk about. Jared Schrader says, "Sup, Jimmy, cashed on the Orioles money line earlier today. Respect. I wish I did that." Roy Bennett on LeBron James money line for whatever. That's very interesting. That line's been going up. You could have got LeBron James over at 34.5 points. It's creeped up to 37.5 at some books. Lamont Williams here says, "What's up, Jimmy? I hit Belgian, a soccer pick -1.5. Nice. And Baltimore money line. Good, man. Nice to hear that you guys are hitting while I am losing." Messy Music says, "World Cup soon." Wow, yes. We've been breaking down the World Cup. We have a lot of things on the go. So we have World Cup coming up. CFL starts Friday. And, of course, the Belmont Stakes on Saturday. So a lot going on. M. Sunk says, "Cavs or Warriors?" Cavs. And the Angel of Stern looks nice. Wow. A lot of people are on the Cavs. Very surprisingly, a lot of people are on the Cavs. To me, I guess they think that the series has to go at least 5 games, have to go back to Golden State. But, man, I truly think that the Warriors just have a giant talent discrepancy. So let's take a quick look at the early games. Finally, bullpen day blew up in the Rays' face. Finally, been waiting for that, and it finally happened. Nationals 11-2 over Tampa, and then the Mets' anemic offense was again showing its beautiful face to the world. 0 runs they scored. Bundy looked very good, but against an anemic offense, you can sort of put a line through it. Cleveland took care of the Brewers, and right now, as I said, San Diego has a tight 2-1 lead in the 8th over Atlanta, and then Arizona up 4-2 with Buchholz over Stratton, and that's what's up. So let's go over some picks. And, Greg Schneider says, "Jimmy, what's your opinion on Justify getting the first post?" Well, we can talk about that briefly before we go into the MLB, go over the MLB picks and take a look at if there's going to be any additions. We have not seen Justify in this position. Justify started his career in February. That's sort of why the Curse of Apollo was an issue with horses coming into the Kentucky Derby, because horses, when they've run it too, you've seen them in more experiences, and now we have a horse that likes to go right to the pace, likes to lead from start to finish. We've only seen 2 horses do that in the last 15 years or so at the Belmont, and he's going to be coming from the rail. Now, he's lucky. Free Drop Billy right beside him doesn't go to the lead, so he's going to have some space there, and he should be fine. He should be fine. If one of the speedsters that are in the race were right beside him, it might give him some problems. I don't think it'll give him problems. He's a very, very good horse who I will be fading. All right. Okay, there's some haters here. No, that's our thing, man. That's our thing. We let the haters hate. And unless it gets like too much of a problem, but he is using a Zigzag Man says, "Just ban this guy, taking up usable chat space." We'll let him run. That's something. Unless he gets, keep an eye on. Unless he gets sort of racial or anything like that, we'll give him the boot. But no, that's one thing we do. We let the haters come in and hate, because we don't care. I don't care. Either does Pete, and we just let them do their thing. Let's see. Bill Buttlicker says Pete comes to New York to alleviate his emo cravings. Okay. Bill Buttlicker said, I was told that Pete is riding the subways dressed in all black with platform boots, black eyeliner, and lipstick with a pet raven. Wow, Bill. That's very creative of you. Very, very creative of you. Rebel is on Dodgers Pirates under 8.5. We will get to that. And let's see. So do we have any other guys? Please tell me on the chat what you think. What you think our man Pistol Pete Loshak is up to in New York City. Bill Buttlicker was the one who tricked him into saying that he had performed the Eiffel Tower here in Costa Rica, which is going to be something that will come up on occasion. And we're ready to rock. So we're going to go over MLB. We're going to dedicate more time than we did on the early show to this giant Game 3 in Cleveland, Quicken Loans Arena, a place I've had the pleasure of going. Man, I could go down to Cleveland to see LeBron play cheaper than getting tickets, including everything. Travel, hotel, cheaper than paying to have to see LeBron in Toronto. And then Lucrative Larry, who's hit 4 in a row in Korea, will be shutting our show down. All right, so let's do it, man. Dan Kelly says that's easy, Jim. He's building a treehouse in Central Park. That's possible. He would only build a treehouse in Central Park though if he wasn't coming back here. You know, if he was looking for a new place to live. But I feel that. Oh, Ron Walsek says Pete is feeding the homeless, dishing out food in the shelter. Well, that's a very you see Pete very highly, Ron Walsek, and I respect that. I respect that very much. Okay, Native Queen has spoken. So let's talk about Native Queen's plays, and then let's break down the picks given out on the early show and go over the games quickly. Now, Parlay Poppy's on that LeBron points over auto bet, something that I stayed away from, and that line's been going up. I probably should have jumped on it at 34.5, but I feel at 37.5. We'll break down that game more later on the show. Native Queen, the Oracle, Colorado first 5. First 5 over, and both team total overs. Wow. So she thinks Romano is going to get touched, but also that Gray will not have the bounce back start that I am expecting him to have. She also has score in the first and over hits, errors, and runs in the first inning. Wow. Native Queen going big, big. That is 6 bets. Native Queen is dropping on this Colorado-Cincinnati game. Very, very exciting. All right, let's get down to business. So the 3 morning games are done. The 2 afternoon games are in action right now as we speak. And then we go to the nighttime games, starting with Dodgers Pirates. Now, I had a lean towards the Pirates, and man, you guys talked me off, and I'm fine. I'm fine with that. You guys have a belief that Caleb Ferguson's going to come up here and throw well. I don't know. Trevor Williams is a sneaky pitcher. And I was leaning towards the Pirates. Dodgers have won 4 in a row, 14 of the 18 since May 17th. But I thought that I really did think that it was not going to continue. But you guys like it. Let's see. We have some more ideas of where Loshak is. Lamont Williams says Loshak sitting back on the island reading a book, getting his picks together so we can come back and he can get that money. Wow, okay. Kingu about business says Pete's in New York for a new Takahashi 69 video. Nice. He will be coming back to Costa Rica with rainbow hair. I like that. Okay. Jared Schrader says, was Pete going to go to Delaware to play some bets? He doesn't need to be in Delaware. Okay, I like it, though. You guys can keep rolling that in. Parlay Poppy has come in and dropped his goods for the day. Parlay Poppy's play of the day is first 5. Tigers, Sox, over. Tigers, Red Sox, over. And has that line been continuing to drop? Let's take a quick look at what that line. That was a strange line because at 9.5, I was like, wow. And then it dropped to 9 in that early show, and it's still at 9. Wow. So Parlay Poppy can get its juice to the under so he can get nice plus lines on that over. Okay, let's see what else Parlay Poppy has to say. Tigers smash lefties. Rodriguez has given up so many RBIs to these Tigers. Take a look. Also, Sox hitting lefties, and Hardy is a lefty. Sox offense hot. There you go. Parlay Poppy is giving his play of the day. Let's get to it. Oh, and Parlay Poppy has an idea of where our man Pete Loshak is. Says Loshak going to come back with some plastic surgery. a new 70-year-old rich gilf, and a new look from all the fashion experts he will consult with in NYC to appeal to millennials like myself. Interesting, Poppy. Very, very interesting. Okay, Dodgers, Pirates, Caleb Ferguson versus Trevor Williams. We broke this game down in the early show. Turner, I haven't looked at the lineup, but we're expecting that Turner will be back in it. What's Caleb Ferguson going to do? A very quick route to Major League Baseball for the 21-year-old. 8 starts, AA Tulsa, and then moved up to AAA Oklahoma City, where he only pitched 8 innings over 2 starts. 12 strikeouts, 2.25 ERA, and he is in the show. Oh, DJ Big Boss says Pete went to New York to cash in on the camel coat. Okay. I don't know how much that camel coat is worth. He did find it in a bag that was left alone, that was probably going to the trash. But maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Marco Lou says Loshak will finally get a new Yankees cap. Very possible. Very possible. Mitchell Shaga says Pete's at Kate Spade's funeral. Too soon, he asked. Nah. Nothing is too soon here. We're family. Low baggers are family. Joshua Garay says low-hanging fruit, Angels run line. We will get to that. But I stayed off the Pirates-Dodgers game. So we'll keep rolling. Yankees, Jays. Had a big discussion this afternoon with Drew Martin. He thinks that maybe it's time to get in on the Jays when they're so low right now. I don't know how anybody could want to get on this Blue Jay bandwagon. They look terrible. Kendrys Morales is hitting 180-something. I mean, we have all these guys below the Mendoza line. Donaldson's hurt. His value's dropping. All these guys look terrible. But in saying all that, I don't trust Sonny Gray. 7.32 ERA in 2 starts this season against these very Jays. I stayed off this game. And let's see here. Eric Sniffen say, yeah, Turner is in the lineup today. Locked into the lineup. And Michael Irvelina saying, I like Williams and Pitt team total over. Interesting. I was on Pitt, but got talked off. Sadly, got talked off. Mally Mal says, Jays dead. But Nostratota says, Jays are a great play tonight. Win or lose. Nostratota saying, Jays are a good play tonight. Win or lose. Let's see how much you can get on them. Money line, first off, Toronto Blue Jays, plus 138, plus 139, plus 137s. And then why don't we see what we get on this old reverse run line with the Jays here. That's 65. They've been giving us the best reverse run lines. Get a quick look. Get to the Jays. Here we go. Game lines. Jays, Yankees. Reverse run line. Down to the bottom. And here we go. Jays, minus 1.5, plus 275. Plus 275. That's not bad against Sonny Gray, but I do not trust these Jays bats. The spokesman says first 5 over in Yanks. I feel that. I feel that. Travis Rodriguez says, man, nice to have Travis Rodriguez back, man. One of the first guys to run with me. Hit the A's tonight, Jimmy. I am on the A's. Don't need to worry about that. I am on the A's. But, man, Anthony L., great capper, says, Gray is Yanks' worst starter. Jays can touch him. Jays' bullpen sucks, and Yanks can hit anyone. Over is my play. Young Vaughn says, Jays trash. Marco Lou says, don't like the Jays. They haven't shown anything that say they can win. The question is, what's Gaviglio going to give? He's pitched well at home. We broke that down on the early show. 9 2/3, 8 hits, 1 earned run, 12 Ks, 1 walks. But he's allowed 4 home runs over his last 2 starts. Is that a sign of what's to come? Possibly. Gaviglio against Sonny Gray. I am off this. Travis Rodriguez saying A's all day. Jared Trader says just bet Jays. Gray, way overrated. I don't know if he's overrated, man. I don't think people trust Gray at all. 5.50 ERA, 1.60 whip through 55 2/3, 50 Ks, 28 walks. I don't know. And we know that Pete gave the Yanks second half minus 145 as a pick. Remember that. And Pete is white hot right now. Jay Sandercock using a word that we don't like using. That's, and before I do that, Ulysses Hayes. Ulysses Hayes is coming in saying Yankees under. And Joshua Gray say, lucrative Larry coming in clutch last night. You're right. 4 straight in Korea. We call him Bulgogi Larry now around the office. Sandercock saying Angels is a lock. They are 5-0 against the Royals so far this year. And, I'm on them. But lock is a word we don't like touching too much. Let's move on to the next game. Tigers at Red Sox playing Hardy versus Eduardo Rodriguez. Eduardo Rodriguez, I have picked up in the baseball pool. He looked very good in his last outing against the Jays. He just looks very good right now. But this is a Tigers team that smashes lefties. And we talked a little bit earlier about how this current Detroit roster is hitting him hard. Parlay Poppy talking about the amount of RBIs they have against this guy. They hit a collective 351 with 4 homers in just 37 at-bats against Rodriguez. Red Sox are not hitting lefties at all. They're hitting righties harder than any team in the league, but they're just not hitting lefties. This was another game I stayed off. Blaine Hardy versus Eduardo Rodriguez. I'm very interested in this game. Hardy's throwing 2 straight quality starts. Will that end tonight? Red Sox have won 3 straight. They're playing very well. Everybody sees it. The wind's blowing sideways. Not perfect conditions for offense, just 58 Fahrenheit. Rodriguez, 6-1, 3.88 ERA, 1.21 whip. I stayed off this. But Henry Jenkins Jr., my man Henry Jenkins Jr. on Detroit money line. Parlay Poppy, Detroit versus left-handed pitching has been profitable. Auto bet for me this year. Oh, it's been very, very good. Mark Lewis says Detroit is a lock. From Mark Lewis. Native Queen likes Toronto team total, first 5 and first 5. Oh, sorry. Likes Toronto, first 5 and first 5 team total over. From the Native Queen. From the Oracle. Ron Walsek says, on Pete's advice, parlay New York and Kansas City second halves at 3-1 odds. Nice work, Ron Walsek. Nice work. And, okay, so that's Underdog says Mitch Wilson auto fades Rodriguez and says it's a good price. Interesting. Jared Schrader plus 185 for Detroit money line. Pretty good value. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Anthony L says, I'm going to hold my nose and bet the Tigers with this big price. I'm continually perplexed as to why E-Rod keeps getting massive favorite lines like he's Scherzer or something. I hear you. But if you look at this Red Sox record with him on the mound, 10-1. 10-1 in 11 starts. Man, my man, MVP Sports Picks, man. We got Stooch in the house. And I'm staying off this Tigers-Red Sox game. And Pete has given the over this morning. The over, 9 and minus 120. Speaking of Pete, before I go on to the Rockies game, which is the first play that I do have tonight, let's get a little look at what Pete is up to for these late games. He has tweeted some plays out, which is something he doesn't do very often. He's tweeted plays out, and I like it. So he's on the Rockies first half team total over 2 at minus 145 at Heritage. It's an official pick. He says, was too afraid of a good start by Gray to give the first half over at 4.5, minus 120, but that line has gone way up. Minus 138 at Penny and 5 everywhere else. Might be leaving a unit on the table with that first half over. But he doubled up on the Yanks. Minus 1 at minus 115. That's the money line at minus 143 and the run line at plus 111, both a bookmaker. But he says, I like the second half a lot more, but will double up. And finally, Pistol Pete Loshak is added on the Dodgers first half team total over 2 at minus 110 at Pinnacle. That's what Pistol Pete is on. And speaking of sitting here on Twitter, while I'm here right now, I can take a quick look at what my man Nostratoda is up to. Man, let's get these guys who are very, very hot. Nostratoda has not had a losing day in June. Let's see. Nostratoda is on the Jays money line at plus 139. The Rangers money line at plus 111. The Phillies reverse run line at plus 240. Nice. Liking Nola to have a good start here. So do I. And we are together on this. He's on the Twins run line at plus 125. Damn. He got a better line than I did. I believe. I think I didn't get that good of a line. Let me just see what I got quickly. Twins run line at plus 125. And I got, quickly here, I got plus 115. Damn, he got a better line. Respect to Nostratoda. That is what he's on. Okay, so let's keep rolling. Oh, Melee Peles Way thinks Pistol Pete is on a chakra cleanse. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And, okay, back to Yanks Guy 30 says, talking about E-Rod getting dominated by lefties, says Atlanta dominates lefties, and E-Rod went 6 innings with 2 earned runs against them. Gotta like Red Sox at home here. Very, very interesting. JP says Tigers versus left-hand pitching and fire. But let's keep rolling. Rockies, minus 1.5 at plus 130. I got it at Heritage. We will check line movement. I'm expecting a bounce-back start from John Gray. Sal Romano remains a question mark. Very talented pitcher, but a guy that I don't believe in. We talked a lot about John Gray's issues. His fastball is not, you can't locate it. The location is erratic, and people are hitting his slider. He's had 2 bullpen sessions rather than the usual one. John Gray's a good pitcher. I still think that he's the best pitcher on this staff, and at some point, he's going to turn the switch on and start rolling. I expect that to happen sooner rather than later. I'm on the Rockies -1.5. Austin Guy says Nostra loves that plus EV value. You know he does. Parlay Poppy still talking about that Tigers team total over 2 at +130. Holy moly. And Marco Lou says, Jim, don't. The Reds are going to crush the Rockies tonight. Now, I think, I just want to be ahead of it when John Gray starts pitching well, and I think this is a good spot for him. No pressure. Great America ballpark. I know it's an offensive ballpark, but he's going up against a Reds team that's lost 6 of 8. Rockies just stopped the 4-game losing streak. And Marco Lu, too, says Reds will crush the Rockies. But Mally Mal says, DJ back, I'm all in on the Rockies. Anthony L says, I got Reds team total over 4, but it's +110 in my book. And I tend to blind bet team total 4s with plus money on the over. Very, very interesting. All right, so I'm on Rockies -1.5, +130. And we'll do a quick look at line movement here to see if I could have got better if I had waited or not. Here we go. Colorado. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, you can get +126 is the Heritage still hanging at +130. Heritage still hanging at +130. So I guess it doesn't really matter. And Pete said that first half over 4.5 is very tempting. And then he pulled the trigger when I read out his place. Okay, now we move on to the Oakland Athletics. -1.5 at +140. I jumped on that and the team total over. I am going to be fading Big Papi for a while, and it worked. It was a nice spot last start against the Angels. They put up runs against them very quickly. Let's see if I had have waited here with the line movement. Oakland, you can get a +129 and a +130 at Heritage. No more +140s. Nice to see that I beat that line movement. Obviously, Mengden's been pitching incredible. I'm not sure if he'll continue to pitch as well as he's pitching. Oh, Cody AV says Sal Romano is hurt. Interesting. He's still pitching, though, right? That nothing's changed there. But pitching hurt. Okay, very interesting, Cody. Anthony Gray says John Gray is positive regression candidate. Rockies is a good look. Still bet the team total, though. I get it. Alan Quintana says Phillies all night. Nola in the bump. Hanging fruit. I like it, no doubt. Get that cash, says Alan Quintana, who is on the Phillies. Randy Lockhart says Colorado long-term against the spread, 48%. Short-term against the spread, 33%. Wow. Road short-term against the spread, 16%. Wow. Not looking good. I think Gray takes care of business here. Anthony L says, I need help with this, guys. I want to bet the A's, so please convince me. Well, their offense has not been very good, but they did get Chris Davis back, and I believe in this offense. Mengden is a very good pitcher, and he's better on the road than he is at home, and now he's going back to his home state. We saw him get lit up in Houston when it was filled with friends and family. Now he's down the road in Texas. Now he's down the road in Arlington. He'll probably still have some friends there, but not as big of a pressure situation. He'll be pitching in front of friends and family, but not as many. I think Mengden's going to take care of business. He's looked very good. 4-1 with a 1.51 ERA in his 6 starts in May. Come on. Held opponents to a 181 opponent's batting average in May. I think it's a very nice spot, but I'd have to hear what you guys have to say. Okay, Sandercock on Cubs all day. That's the next game we get to. Mally Mall says, Cubs under seems legit. Lamont Williams says, Bag, I like the Oakland money line, Minnesota run line, Colorado Rockies money line, and in New York Yankees at the half on the money line. Nice. I like it. And Travis Rodriguez, my man Travis Rodriguez says, fading Cologne, always a good idea. Moving on to Phillies Cubs. Man, I'm on the Phillies money line at +121. I thought the money was going against me there. I thought the late money was going on the Cubs. Let's see what's up here. Chicago Cubs, Philly. Yeah, it's a change. Tiny little change. Lil E. My man, Lil E in the house. Nice to have you back, man. Says Cubs run line is the play. Interesting. Nola's been pitching very well. We've seen how bad this New York Mets offense is. And Jose Quintana had a good start against them. And I just put a line through that. I don't believe that means he's gotten out of his bad start just because he shuts down this New York Mets side that looks absolutely terrible. Who cares that he didn't allow a run against them? 3 hits while striking out 6 over 6 innings. They can't hit anybody, and they're even worse against lefties. Tom Raymond says, sorry I was late. Nice to have you, Todd Raymond. Paco Healy says, gotta fade Big Sexy. A lot of us on the A's. Also, Phillies, plus 121. Aaron Nola is pitching like a Cy Young candidate, and this is a very important spot for him against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. He's only pitched against the Cubs 1 career start. He won the game, didn't pitch great, but won the game, has a 4.70 ERA against the Cubs. And Todd Raymond says, Eileen Cubs. Eileen Cubs. And Moses J says Cubs, everything. My man Tilo in the house joining us. And Mally Mal says, they got us yesterday with that Cubs big line. I think they might get guys with Nola being on the mound, but this game is really not appealing to me. Very interesting. Mally Mal says, Phillies games are really tough for me. Underdog says, how about Phillies first 5, Jimmy? Tilo says, so many plays, Jimmy. Can we pick? I have a favorite pick. Yes. I like the A's. The A's are my favorite pick. I gave that as my favorite pick on the morning show. I like the A's. I got a minus 1.5 at plus 140. That line's gone down. You can only get them about plus 128, plus 130 at the best right now. But I think the A's are going to take care of business against Big Poppy, sorry. Against the fat man, Bartolo Colon. And I like it, man. I like it. Jay Peach giving us a score. Cubs, Rudline, he's on it. 6-2 Cubs. That's what he says. 6-2 Cubs. Parlay Poppy coming in with another Poppy parlay. Twins first 5 minus a half. Money line. Santiago of the White Sox has been obliterated by this lineup, giving up 13 runs in 9 innings in his last 3 outings versus the Twins. He played for them last year. They know his tendencies. I am on that too, and I have not made those official picks on the show, although I just bet them before the show started. I'm on the Twins too. First 5 and minus 1.5. Let's see what I can get line shopping. First off, first 5 minus a half run. Let me get to it quickly. Minnesota Twins, first 5 minus a half run. Let's go 5 innings. Lines. Minus 125. I'll take it. First 5. Minus a half at minus 125. And then minus 1.5. Let's see what the best line I can get. Line shopping at SBR odds. Point spreads. Minnesota. Wow, they are plus 125s here. Plus 125 at Pinnacle. That looks like the best I'm going to get. Let's see what our friends at UWager have is plus 115. All right, I'm on the Twins. Minus 1.5 at plus 125. Book it. I got worse when I made the bet, but get it right now. Plus 125. Book it. Bank it. All right. We're in, man. Molly Mal says lines never lied. That whole series was dropping earlier. Oh, Rebecca Mex. What's he on? People are liking his bet. I'd like to see what it is. Can't get it anywhere. Randy Lockhart is on the over 4. Minus 132, full event away over 4. Oh, so he's on the White Sox to go over 4. I'm not sure if Odorizzi is going to bounce back, but I'm expecting him to. He had his worst start of the year last out versus the Indians. He looked good coming into that game. Minnesota was playing, their offense was hot and took care of business. But I'm expecting Odorizzi to bounce back. 3-2, 4.14 ERA, 1.35 WHIP through 63 innings this year. And he's 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA and 4 career starts against Chicago. The Twins don't smash lefties, and they hit lefties with no power at all because they're hitting 246 against lefties with a 706 OPS, which is not enough. But I agree. I think they know Santiago, know his tendencies, and they're going to hit him hard. But Cornelius Kidwell says Odorizzi is trash. And my man JP says you're going to have a Belmont show. Jimmy made some serious money on Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. I'm happy I made you that cash. And yes, it will at the latest, it will be out very early Friday morning. Might be out Thursday night. But yes, we are filming that tomorrow. And I'm going for a big score. And we'll be fading the great Justify. Although I'm going to have Justify in some exactor boxes. Okay, Corver's point total 7.5, says Cody AV. Molly Mall saying 7.5. You're going to hit at least 3 threes tonight. so easy. I can't wait to talk about that because I think that the Cavs are going to have a tougher time hitting threes in Game 3 because Iguodala will be in the lineup. And I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that for Jay Sandercock saying Justify wins Belmont. Hey, I'd be happy to see it. Nice to see a Triple Crown winner. He's a very special horse. We're asking him to do a lot. It's hard enough winning the Triple Crown, the 3 races in 5 weeks. He started his career in February. All his races have been run in the last 3 months. Very, very, very difficult. Very, very difficult for Justify to do that. And this is a tough race, 1.5 miles. And I promised that with my dad, I promised that I would fade every horse who'd won the first 2 jewels of the Triple Crown. And I will continue to do that. Moses J saying, Hood coming in. Yeah, he's coming in. What's he going to do? I know he's 6'8". The guy's had potential to be a great ball player, but he doesn't seem to have it in the heart or the head. Okay, moving on. I have the Astros. I expect the Astros to have a big bounce back for me. Teddy B saying, okay, Jim, I love this. Rockies team total over 2, -135. First 5 against the Reds. And Rockies -120. And Rockies Reds full game over 9 at -110. Love this game so much. I'm tripling up on it. Nice to hear, Teddy B. Get that cash, man. And Dan Kelly saying Jimmy fading Justify like Justify was fading at the finish of the Preakness. Very interesting, Dan. And Mike Smith says he wasn't pushing him, but it's always a red flag when the length of victory shrinks from the Derby to the Preakness, because we know the Belmont is much harder than the Preakness. Molly Mal saying Hood garbage in the postseason. And my man Hako Schofield said Astros low hanging. I think this is a response game for the Astros. I really do. -1.5 at +115 is what I got him. Also, team total over 4.5. Wade LeBlanc's looked very good. Their managers kept him away from seeing lineups a third time. I think he gets touched. And I like this spot. Astros -1.5 +115. Team total over 4.5 at -115. I really think this is a spot where this Astros team, which is an emotional team, has to answer what the Mariners are delivering. And I believe in it. Marco Lou says the value is on the Mariners. Hako Schofield says, yes, Jimmy. Jim Rome said, Douche says Durant over 29.5. And I will, that was going to be my play, and I decided not to make it. And I will let you know why I'm not making it when we get into the NBA section, because I can't wait to talk about the NBA game. That's all I really want to talk about. So let's get through this baseball so we can get to it and then get to my man, Lucrative Larry, Bulgogi Larry, hitting hard. Molly Mall saying, good bets, Jimmy. All looking good. It's nice to hear that, Molly Mall. I'm telling you, if by Tuesday, in these 6 days I'm down, I'm going to have to cut my units, maybe drastically, maybe in half. I'm giving it the 6 days of working solely with my low bag family to see if we can put this into business. Jonathan Cook saying, Jimmy, Cardinals run line tonight. How you feel? Let's get to that game. There was a commenter on the early show, and a commenter I respect, and I hate that I can't remember the name, saying that Jack Flaherty was a sneaky good. I think that Jack Flaherty has been exposed, like a lot of these young pitchers have been, and maybe like Gaviglio with the Jays, maybe he's been exposed over his last 2 starts. I am off that game. Parlay Poppy really loving these Astros, and I get it. But Parlay Poppy saying, being cashing large on Mariners past 2 weeks. LeBlanc has unreal bad numbers against his, but small sample size, yes. And wow, he's doing a lot of action. He's got Altuve, Correa, and Reddick all over a half at bat against LeBlanc. All over 500 batting average. I'm assuming that's what he means. Paco Healy says, are you going down to 100 unit? Yes, Paco Healy, it's between 100 and 150. But if I come together and I'm already down 3 units, from this fucking morning. But if I come in the morning, Tuesday morning, beside Pete, and I'm down on these 6 days, I'm cutting my units to either 150 or 100. We'll see. And looks like we've got a tranny with us. Very exciting stuff. Dating with hot girls. See my profile. Very nice to have a tranny with us. And that's right. If you guys want to push me in certain directions so I can make sure that I can keep this unit price going, please, goddamn, help me. I'm having a very, very tough few weeks. All right. I don't trust. So Cardinals run line, whether that's a nice spot. Yes, I do like it. I think Wai-Yin Chen is going to be touched. We know that Wai-Yin Chen has not made it past 5 1/3. Only once in 7 starts. 6.10 ERA, 1.52 whip. Very difficult to trust him on the road. I'm only taking the over. I think Flaherty's susceptible, and I think Wai-Yin Chen is susceptible. Jonathan Cook says, like the bounce back spot for the Cardinals. I get you guys. It was a tough loss yesterday to the Marlins. Chad Costanza saying, you're the man to me. Thank you, Chad Costanza. I have not been feeling like it lately, but having you guys in my corner and believing me is pretty much all I've got right now in life, and I'm so thankful for it. When Pete comes here and almost breaks down when he reads the positive comments, it's real. You guys lift our spirits. This is a battle. We grind. I was up at 4 a.m. I have 18 pages of notes in front of me. I'm working on the World Cup and the Belmont and all these things so that we can make our lives better. And it means the world to hear these positive comments. Joel McDonald coming in with a pick 3 plays of the night. Oh, pick 3 plays of the night. Okay. Too many plays, hard to break even, laying that much juice. I hear you, Joel McDonald. I hear you with that. And thank you for that. Thank you for that insight. Darcy Critchen saying Gray is mediocre. All the numbers say so. Good to take the value with the young Jays chucker. There's nothing. I totally understand that, but I am staying off that. Paco Healy giving a shout out to my man Larry. Jonathan Cook says keep grinding, Jimmer. And Stephen Alla says, together we will overcome, Jim. Lowbag fam forever. For those of you who don't know, Steve Alla is a Marine, and we're so thankful for all the work you do. Here I'm talking about having 18 pages of notes is fucking nothing compared to what you do for our freedom. And so shout out to Stephen Alla, and thank you for fighting for us. Okay, let's, so yeah, I'm on the over. Marlins Cardinals, over 8.5, minus 108 is what I got at Penny. And then we have one more game, and then we can go into this basketball action. Cole Leon says, I'd play the spread on the Cardinals. Respect, Paco Healy. Thank you for the kind words. And Molly Mall says, I'm leaning in Miami again. Interesting. Okay. I'm on Royals at Angels. I'm on the Angels run line, minus 1.5 at minus 110. Let's see if there was line movement there. Angels. Yeah, you can't. Oh, Bookmaker. Bookmaker's still hanging minus 115. So is Intertalk. Wow. So that there has been line movement, but you can get them at minus 105 from Pinnacle. Very interesting. You wager at minus 115. Listen, if you guys like, if you're into you wager, please click on the bottom of what you're watching right now and check out you wager. They want people, the higher ups want to see if we can get people to click on UWager. And UWager does give, a lot of the times, they give us the very best lines. So click on UWager, give them a look-see, and tell us what you think. We do know that we had a guy ask for a cash out on UWager last week, cashed out in 3 hours. That's pretty nice. Randy Lockhart on the over 7.5. Ohtani looks good. His bat does not look as good, but his pitching looks better and better, I would say. My man Lamont Williams, I'm with you, Astros. Run line, money in the bank. I think this is a huge spot for the Astros. They have to answer back. Yes, I'm on the Angels on the run line. Maybe I just tried to not overthink this. Ian Kennedy's been absolutely awful. Angels are 5-0 against them this year. Now, and Dalton Simmons will not be in the lineup, and it looks like Pujols will also not be in the lineup. But I am on Ohtani and the Angels on the run line. Kennedy just looks so bad. 29 earned runs in his past 5 starts. That's over 23 and 2/3 innings. That's just terrible. But their offense has been quiet. And my man Joel McDonald right here says Angels under is the play. I get it. Melee Payless Ways on the Angels' first 5 half-run, full-game run line. You know what, Melee Payless Way? I think I should probably add that. Oh, wow. Bill Butlicker with a business idea. Nick Foles should open up a strip club in downtown called Foles Poles. Beers, wings, football, and titties. I get it, but I believe your man Nick Foles is a religious man. And I also believe that he was the only guy on this Eagles team that was going to go visit with Trump. When I see a religious guy, I rarely see a religious guy owning a strip club. But I like the idea, Bill Butlicker, as always. King About Business says Ohtani shines at home with the bat and pitching. Parlay Poppy says absolutely Angels under. Colby Valentine in the house. says no play on over under. I don't bet those. I'm horrible at capping over under. I look for dogs. Okay, I feel you. Okay. And my man King Oo about business has his best numbers of all being at home. I'm gonna give a shout out to Melee Payless Way. This could be the start. You get me this unit. I need it very badly. I cannot pay to get myself emptied these days, but I know my bookie has been getting himself emptied on my coin lately. I want to stop that. I'm gonna run with Melee Payless Way. I'm gonna add this play right now. Let's see what I will get on the first half. Minus a half run on the Angels game. And shout out to Mailer Payless Way. Respect. Okay, let me get. Hope it's a. Let me see the line first before I hammer it. First 5 run line. Minus a half. Minus 155. Shit. That's just a lot of juice. I'd prefer to take -1 and minus 120, but man. God. I like it. I don't know if I'm going to make that move. I don't know. You guys think that's too much juice? Minus 155. God, just doesn't feel right. Marco Lou says religious leaders do not own strip clubs, but they do attend strip clubs. And for some reason, they prefer male strip clubs very often. Very interesting, Marco Lou. Very interesting. Oh, Ralph wants us to get to hoops. Yes, I want to get to hoops too. This is the last game. So what do you guys think? Let me know if you think I should make that move. And let me know if you think I should make that move. I'm not going to make it yet. Okay. It is time for, Parlay Poppy saying too much juice. I think I agree with that. My man Yellow Jesus, give me a shout out. Thank you. Thank you for the shout out, man. And you guys, the low bag family, for capping this with me. Truly means the world. I know this show is not the same without the legend Pistol Pete Loshak, so thank you for you guys with me. Mally Mall saying the Durant prop looks cool. And Jim Bean says LeBron over. Parlay Poppy says Iggy ain't playing? What? Come on. Iggy ain't playing? Let's just see if we can get some last minute. Notes are saying, don't do it, Jim. No value on Halos. I'm not doing it. Thank you guys for coming in there. Okay, let me see. What do you mean Iggy ain't playing? I thought all signs pointed to Iggy out in the court. Iggy, a game time decision. Well, because of that, I am not taking the Teddy B says, Jimmy, why aren't you on the Rockies over? I don't really trust these Rockies bats that much. I'm making the bet because I believe in Gray bouncing back, and that's not Sonny. I don't believe in Sonny Gray bouncing back. I believe in John Gray bouncing back, and that's why I'm on that spot. Okay, you guys, this is why I'm not taking. Let's talk basketball. Let's get to NBA right now. Molly Mal says Iggy is in. First off, if Iggy is in, Steve Kerr is not going to throw him to the Wolves and having him defend LeBron even half of LeBron's possessions. He's not going to do that. I've decided to save my Durant over until Game 4. Let's get Iggy through a game 3, feeling good about himself, running, defending, and then I'll jump on this Game 4 over with Durant. So let's break this down. And big shout out to Zach Jones, who had some very interesting insights. Zach Jones was talking about having the difference of having, just from a defensive end, difference of having Iguodala in the lineup. We've been watching in this series how often the switching has created a situation where Steph Curry's on LeBron, way out, past the three-point line. That's a tough spot for Steph Curry. And what happens is you have two wings. You have Draymond Green and Kevin Durant who have to shuffle in. They can't be right on the three-point line defending the threes because they know that one of them's going to have to help Steph when LeBron drives to the hoop. Now, if we had a healthy Iguodala and he was on LeBron way out there past the three-point line, Durant and Draymond Green can stay on these three-point threats that the Cavs have. The Corvers, the J.R. Smiths, the Kevin Loves. And because of that, the reason why I was going to make the Durant overplay was because I thought he was going to have more energy because he wasn't going to have to waste it defending LeBron. But I just don't see Kerr letting Iguodala defend him that much. Let's see what you guys have already said here. Wow, Parlay Poppy, certain he's not playing. Wow. Ralph Nunziata says if Iggy plays, it's 10 minutes top. That's the reason. It's that fear is the reason why I'm not taking the Kevin Durant over prop, which would also make me lean to the under prop. But right now, all I have is the Warriors minus 4.5, and I was wrong on that line move as well. That's gone down to 4. Scotty Rock says Kerr already said he was. He did infer that he was going to be in the lineup. Mac Darwin, man, bookies rammed his prison pocket. Man, my prison pocket's been splashed as well, and I don't like it one bit. It's been a tough run. But if we just blindly follow Nostratota, we'd be doing well. And we do have one similar bet that's on the Twins run line. So how about that, Mac Darwin? The one play that I have that Nostratota has as well, Twins run line, minus 1.5. Okay, let's see. Over under on Steph Curry's mom, man. She is still beautiful. I remember seeing her when he was playing in Davidson. I don't remember seeing her when Dell was in Toronto, but man, I do remember her cheering on her boy in Davidson. Mac Darwin's on the over 216.5. Wow. Underdog says his boy loves the Cavs money line. Todd Raymond says, why did the Cavs say Hood is playing? It's a very strange spot. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Scotty Rock says Iggy is playing. Kerr said it, and I believe him. Wow. Let's see. Amaron Afuvai Jr., nice to have you, man. Says Warriors cover tonight and game 4, whether Iggy is playing or not. Interesting. Tomor says, I think Iguodala will make a big impact offensively since Looney and Bell aren't really giving you anything. But that's if Iguodala plays 25 minutes. That is an if. That is an if. And Twatty Latte says she's a gilf. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. I've not seen, there's not very many gilfs. She certainly is one of them. Kobe Valentine says, Bill Butler, Hood went 1 for 15 from 3-pointers last year versus Golden State when he was on Utah. So I don't think he will. Okay, let's see. Molly Mall says, look, Cavs first quarter. We remember King Rail, easily one of our sharpest NBA cappers. He liked the Cavs, and I'm just doing this off of memory, so correct me if I'm wrong. He liked Cavs first to 10 and first to 20. Like Cavs first quarter, first half, but Warriors full game. And I believe he liked Cavs money line first half. I believe that was a money line situation. All right, Dan Kelly, another one of our sharpest NBA bettors, says, I don't usually recommend bets. I usually just state what I am on. But today I am pounding the table. My fingers are together. My hand is open, and it is pounding the table. He says, if you are going to bet on Golden State tonight, wait until half. If you want to bet on the Cavs, take them first half. Very interesting. Nice to have you banging the table, Dan. Nice to have you banging anything. Couchman Sports comes in and says, Cavs versus Warriors under for the game. Dan Kelly says, if you have a 3-unit bet on the Cavs full game, and you have a decent middle at halftime, put 2 units on it. If you have a 3-unit bet on the Cavs full game and you have a decent middle at half, put 2 units on it. I hear that. Parlay Poppy says, risking your best defender, maxing him out in a final for future injury. What if the Cavs get up and win a few? Wow. Tomor says, the reports are Iguodala's had no pain for 2 or 3 days. I have read that. I don't think he gets 35, 40 minutes, but I do think he gets a solid 25, 30 minutes. If he gets a solid 25, 30 minutes, and he defends LeBron on even 40% of LeBron's possessions, Durant will hit that over. That's what I think. Mac Darwin talking about Dan pounding the table. Nice to see him pounding the table. Todd Raymond says, yes. Cavs first half, Golden State full game. Now, and King Rail says, yes, you are correct. Hey, man, King, that's how much I focus on your NBA picks. Respect, man. I like those plays. Although still, I am just on the Warriors minus 4.5 full game. We talked about a little bit on the morning show about what Steph Curry said, and that's the reason why I'm not on the Cavs first quarter. I think that he's giving you an idea of the Warriors mentality early at Quicken Loans Arena, and that is this. He says, we understand how hard it is to win in this building, no matter what's gone on in this series. When you change venues, you've got to reassert your dominance. Look, I'm pounding the table too, Dan. He says you've got to reassert your dominance and try to find that right momentum to start. That's why I have a feeling that the Warriors are going to come out hungrier than they've been. Hungrier than they've been. Wow, pinch hit homer. My man Christopher Carter says 2-out homer. Are you serious? The Giants have tied it up. Wow, bottom of the ninth. 2-out homer on Boxberger. Man, that Arizona bullpen is not good. Mac Darwin says Dub's third quarter has been money all playoffs long. It had been until game 2 when the Cavs outscored them. Marco Lou says, Jimmy, you should be hitting the number every time it falls. Interesting. It is now 3.5. You are getting an even better number now. Put more money on the Warriors. God damn. That's a very, very interesting idea. Marco Lou. Okay, so Marco Lou. See what I'm getting right now. Minus 3.5. God. I think you're right. I think it's time for a 2-unit play. I think it's time. Warriors minus 3.5. I've already made my official pick, and we don't double up units on one play here on the show. So I'm not going to. I am not going to make that an official because I already got the Warriors minus 4.5. But you're right, Marco Lou, and shout out, man. I am going to do that. I am going to take. I'm going to double up. I'm going to make another bet on the Warriors, and I will do that after the show. Let me just write that down. Warriors minus 3.5. And shout out, and Marco Lou will be getting a giant shout out if he puts $181.82 in my pocket. Okay. Parlay Poppy says, pray for the under bettors on the Arizona game. Yeah, that's tough. Ralph Portwando, just like our man Scotty Rock, Ralph Portwando from the Bay Area says Iggy is playing. Brian Arpin says, people loading up on the Cavs. Bill Butler with a final score. Golden State 116, Cavs 107. Gerald Martinez says, man, you made a great case for Warriors first quarter. You know what, Gerald Martinez, what it did was it took me off of the Cavs. When you have all these great cappers talking about being on the Cavs first quarter, reading that comment just took me off of it. I don't know if you'd want to go against guys like King Rail. I know it won't be profitable long term, but I do think Steph Curry and the boys are going to want to send a message. They're going to want to send a message early. Twadi Latte says, why is Smith starting instead of Korver? The answer is that Smith is just a tiny, tiny bit better defensively than Korver. Okay, my man King U about business. Final score 109-96 Cavs. Shit, you know what? I should be writing down these scores. You know what? I'm gonna get so we can give someone an award tomorrow. Let's go. Okay, so we have Butlicker. Butlicker was 116-107 Warriors, and then my man King U 109-96 Cavs. All right. Okay, let's see. Richard Reyes coming in says Warriors under or over. You know, the total is tough. Ralph Nunziata says Warriors 105-103. If you're looking at just most of these picks with scores, they are saying that that it looks like under. But I feel like it's a really tight line, and I'm not going to do that. My man DJ Big Boss says, I hate J.R. Smith. He's been trash. Eric Sniffen says, come on, Jimmy. You don't think the Cavs play with a sense of urgency to avoid being down 3-0? No, Eric. I do think they'll play with a sense of urgency. I just think there's a giant talent discrepancy here where it doesn't matter if they play with urgency. Lamont Williams says, everybody wake up. Cleveland money line. Cleveland game under. Best bet of the day. Thank me tomorrow. Wow. German Aparicio says 111.99 Cavs. We got guys thinking that the Cavs are going to win easily. Wow. You know what I can do? I just realized I can just go back to this and read all the guys' scores and give it to the one. Okay. Kobe Valentine says, Eric, even if Cavs play with a sense of urgency, they still suck. Being a little harsh, they are in the NBA Finals. I still don't get how they got past Indy, Toronto, and Boston. Trey Taylor saying the under, so more guys are on this under for sure. And Herman Aparicio says Cavs alternative line, lock it in. Wow. Well, clearly here, we have seen the Logic 804 says, have you watched the game, Jimmy? I'm not sure what the game, you mean Ken Dryden? I've read Ken Dryden's book, The Game. But I will write down what you are writing, Logic. And have you watched? Okay. I don't know. The Game, I'll take a look at it. Ulysses Hayes says, take the over. Tomor says, if Cleveland wins, they'll need about 10 more free throws than Golden State. A lot of help from the refs. Ralph Nunziata says, someone steps up for the Cavs beside LeBron tonight. Who can do that? Look at their lineup. Kevin Love. Because if I was coaching the Cavs, I wouldn't even start Kevin Love. I would have LeBron at the 3, Green at the 4, and Thompson at the 5. Scotty Rock saying, love how people wasting money on the Cavs. Hako Schofield, Cavs and over first half. Grabica Mex. My man, Grabica Mex. I have Cavs money line, Culver plus 7.5 in the under. Wow. Gerald Martinez says, Warriors ain't messing around. They know what is at stake. Now they have Iggy back. Cavs cannot defend Golden State. Wow. Todd Raymond does not buy the hype of the Cavs. And Grabica says, what? Hype, zero hype. All that happens is a lot of guys in here. A lot of guys in here really believe that that they like the Cavs. Parlay Poppy thinks that says Jeff Green in front of Kevin Love, in my opinion. I agree. I just think that you got to defend. You have to defend. And that's your only chance. And then you can put Love in for those offensive spots, those times where you need the quick 3. That's what I'm saying. Jamal Heron, another one of our low baggers, says, you guys are missing the point. Vegas wants everyone on Golden State. They'll look good early, then boom, Cavs wake up. Wow. Jamal Heron is 114-105. Wow. Normal on Cavs money line. God damn. So many people on the Cavs. That is wildly interesting. Wildly interesting. Wow. Very, very, very interesting. Kobe Valentine says George Hill's not a playoff player. He looks so scared shooting those free throws. Child amongst men. Man, I was watching that game with a couple girls. And they were saying, look how scared he is. Look how scared. They kept repeating that before he took that foul shot. And, women watch sports differently than men, especially women who don't know the sport. And they were saying, look at his face. Look how scared he is. Look how scared he is. I was like, really? Does he look that scared? Very interesting. But George Hill has a 6'8" wingspan, and he can be a useful defender from a point guard. I've been very disappointed. Was very disappointed in him this year with the Sacramento Kings, but I do believe in him. Dan Kelly. Nobody talking about the line makers. The full game was 4.5 and halftime pick 'em. Because the line makers would make Cleveland a 3-point fave at the half if they could. Wow. Dan Kelly. Hammering tables. Dan Kelly. Love it. Henry Jenkins, my man. Henry Jenkins Jr. 114-113 Cavs. LBG last second shot to win it. All right. I'm going to go back tomorrow morning when I'm up at dawn. And I'm going to go over and see who has the right score. Bill Butler says, Jimmy, who peed on in the NBA? Please remind us. I don't know if Pete has a play. In all honesty, I don't know if he has a play. I know he did make some plays on Game 3, but I don't know if he has a play. Now, I'm only up 6.4 units on the season, and to me, it's imperative. Sorry, I'm looking at my records because that one hater made me pull out every single record. All 2,172 picks I've given out on this show. My record, 290 and 268. 52% plus 6.4 units plus 1.1% ROI. It's imperative that I stay in the black. I want to now. Obviously, baseball's giving me it right in the old drink hole, right in the old bottom mouth. But at this point, I'm only down units in one sport, and of course, that's NCAA basketball that hit me really hard. So I've only got one play on this. I have 2 plays. What am I talking about? I have the Cavs to sweep, the Warriors to sweep. I forgot about that. I got plus 145 on the show, but I had to bet it at plus 125. Damn. Vivek M. Gowda says Cavs team total over 106.5. Any thoughts, Jimmy? I've been quite afraid of this total. I've been quite afraid of this total, Vivek. Now, if you're just judging what everybody on the chat is saying, and we run with a lot of sharp cappers on this chat, they think it's going to go over that 106.5. I need to see. I feel like I'm in a difficult capping position, and that's why I've only got the one play because of the Iguodala situation. Without him, knowing he wasn't going to be there, I felt like I could break down what was going to happen. And having him as this, whether he plays 10 minutes or 25 minutes, Parlay Poppy saying he's not even going to play, it fucks me up. It messes with how I can break down this total, and that's the main reason why I've stayed off of it. Underdog says, Jimmy, do you think Andre back equals under? If Andre Iguodala plays 25 to 30 minutes, yes. I think so, or at least I would take the Cavaliers team total on it. So I'm going to make more plays on Game 4 at this point. I think I'm going to add another bet on the Warriors at -3.5, but that will be it. Baseball is starting. We have no WNBA action. We have no WNBA action today, I believe. Let me just make sure that's the case, because I know that Pete's been hitting. Yes, WNBA action is tomorrow. So I will cap those games. I will look into those games the best that I can. But you guys, it is time. It is time for Lucrative Larry's Plays of the Future. He's hit 4 straight in Korea. Let's see what he's got for us right now. Lucrative Larry's Plays of Tomorrow.
Guess who has 4 in a row? That'd be me. Me, man. Everybody's calling me Bulgogi Larry everywhere I go. Bulgogi Larry this, Bulgogi Larry that. Every single person is calling me that. I can't force it. I'm leaving Korea. I can always go back. I can always go back and do that. But today, I'm going to take the Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Over 5.5. -103 at Bet Online. Can't force it, man.
He's leaving Korea. He's leaving Korea. Ah! Wow. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Wow. He's leaving. Todd Raymond says he's adding the over. Jim Bean says Cavs are the worst team to make the finals in NBA history. My man Fernando Macedo says, come on, Jimmy, series won't be over in 4 games. It's the finals. Are you acting as if LeBron's never been swept in the finals before? Because I remember. All right, you guys. Mac Darwin saying, nice pick, Larry. Mally Mal saying his streak may end there. Hako Schofield agrees with Larry. And Kobe Valentine says, Larry is a great specimen. I'm a little uncomfortable with that, Kobe. A little uncomfortable. You guys, the chat makes the show, and I mean that with everything I am, the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much for riding with us. Much love. Let's get that cash. The baseball games are on right now. Get that paper. Keep your drink hole safe. Let's come back with a winning day tomorrow. Much love. Thank you guys so much.